Good morning,
guys.
Good
Here we are.
morning.
We just about got all the orange off the bus.
Yeah,
So
I show you in a minute.
yeah, so now what we need to do is we need to remove this and the side louvers here.
Which is a panel for the back of the truck of the.
Yeah, this right here
Bus.
covers all the radiators back here. And as the fans turn, the air comes out through here. But we need to take it out and sand them down and everything, prep them. And also here, right in here, it's very common here. It's very common that there's this little V-shaped metal thing in there. You can see it over there on that one. Look at this one right here. You see where the rust is right there? Can you see the rust?
I see.
All at the bottom of that thing. Anyway, those need to be taken out, and you can see it right up there. Look, right here. You can see it up there. They need to be taken out and fixed and stuff. Get that rust out of there and reattach all this stuff, because otherwise you'll be going down the highway, and next thing you know, the door's dragging or flew out. And as you know, bus parts are not cheap,
Sure.
especially if this thing goes out flying, hits another car, and now you got to buy a panel and somebody a new car.
Oi, that's
Yeah.
good.
So it's to your advantage to fix it and make sure that everything is 100% before you get it going. Now, the other thing is that if you see that strut there that holds this up, well, this one here is missing, so we need to buy another strut that goes here, so that when you do open it,
It stay.
it stays up and doesn't hit you in the head.
So right now we use the.
Right now we're using a couple of 4x4s and 3x3s to take the strain off the bolts here, so I can take them off. And yeah, then we go from there. But again, and I'm gonna overemphasize this, you must not, you can, but you must not skimp on the prep. You should. And I know it's tempting to get inside and start building something. Take your time. Do the prep.
Yeah.
Make sure that you try to think of everything so that everything that needs to be welded shut, holes cut, whatever, is done before you paint.
Yeah.
Now, after you paint, you can still, cut holes and stuff. Of course, if you're going to weld something shut, you got a problem, because now you have to re-prep that area and do some touch-up paint, and that's not good. So the idea is to make sure that you have everything hooked up, everything cut, everything whatever, and then you prime and paint.
Okay.
Or you can prime and paint later, but do the painting after everything is done. And this here, I did some sanding on it the other day. And it's an epoxy primer, which is a very expensive, very good primer, because it does not let water.
You mean this color here?
Yeah, that is an epoxy primer. It doesn't let the permeation of water, moisture into the metal. Now, all the other types of primers, they will let some moisture in there. And if you have some Bondo or something, they can cause swelling and cracking and stuff. But this epoxy stuff it's the best you can put on there. So we were lucky because this thing has that.
Oh, okay.
And so now all we need to do is finish up the prep, take all the orange out, do the sanding, bring it down to like a 150, and then spray everything in primer. And well, after all the repairs are done, and then do the paint. And that paint will help seal any seams, seal any cracks. Of course, to help that paint along, we're going to put seam sealer on those panels that come together, especially on the roof. And yeah, that's how it goes. Now, the other night I was thinking, you know, and I'm always thinking of something because if I think of it, say it out loud, think of it, say it out loud, eventually I will decide on something. It might not be the best for everybody, but it'll be the best for me. So we were teeter-totter on mini splits or RV air conditioners. And we had decided on RV air conditioners until I decided to put solar panels up there.
Yeah.
And if you put solar panels, if you put RV ACs up there, and then you try to put solar panels, those air conditioners take up a good amount of room. So I thought about, well, we'll put 3 mini splits inside. Except that you would have 2 units, 2 outside units. And there's limited space. I mean, yeah, you could fit them in, but you're going to lose space. So I was thinking the other day, and I think that this might be a very good option, as I will go with 2 mini splits with 1 outside unit, because they make the mini splits that have 2 heads with 1 outside unit, and they're well, I don't know if
Have
they
you
come
seen
any
one?
bigger. Huh?
Have you seen one before?
Yeah, I've seen one before.
Okay.
But I don't know what the maximum BTU is on those things. But at least 12,000 or 15,000 each.
Okay.
We're hoping anyway, or I'm hoping. But when I do the research and buy one, then I will find out what the maximum size I can buy, which is because you want the biggest one you can find. So then you'll have 2 mini splits, 1 in the front, 1 in the rear, and 1 outside unit. And I thought, well, why don't I take a template and see if I can put 5 solar panels in the front, an RV unit, and then 5 more solar panels in the back, because I have 10. So if that is an option, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I don't have 2 outside units for a mini split. I will put an RV AC on top and the 2 mini splits with 1 outside unit. And I think if we can make that happen, I think that is a very good option. All right, well, let me get busy here and we'll see what happens.
Okay, all right. Careful.
All right. Okay, so Woon started on this thing. And she's taking all that color off of there. As you can see, it's off of here. And I took this corner, which is right here. There is a little bit of rust. Right there, you can see. You could see the right there. And there's a little bit, well, you can't see it, but there's a little bit right there. But that's no big deal. I will fix it. I will treat it for rust. And yeah, put all this stuff back in here. And away it goes. Now, I took these tail lights off. This wire here just fell off, and that's one of the things that I am checking on. So I will buy new terminals, reinstall new terminals on this thing. Now these things here, they have a nut in the back, but they turn, so I might have to just break them out of there so I can get all this orange out of here. Yeah, those nuts there, they don't hold because the little plastic on either side of that thing, it's in the shape of the bolt head. It doesn't hold, it's cracked. So I am going to see about getting new lights, and then I'll just break them out of there. Yeah. And of course, I'm going to go with LED lights, so I'm going to have to look around and see what I can find. Yeah. Maybe, worst case scenario, maybe I can get these light bulbs there in LED and replace them and keep the same assembly. I don't want to because they're very old and brittle, but well, you got to do what you got to do. So hopefully I can find what I'm looking for and just replace them. Yeah. And then of course I've got to work on that top portion there before I put it all together. Oh yeah, by the way, this right here holds the side of that louver, and there's a bolt in here, and I thought, well, why would they put that thing? You're going to drop it, you're going to do all kinds of stuff, but all you got to do is get a universal joint and loosen it so that this can move this way and get off the louver, and because it just goes right from inside, it goes right here. So yeah, and then after that I took this thing off. It's a little panel that goes here, and I thought that you could get back in here to these bolts, but you didn't need to do that. And yeah, and then up here you have this. You have this panel that goes right there in the bottom, and then you have this one right here that just has a few screws to hold it on top of that, and that's it. So it's not very complicated, but trying to get to this thing, and yeah. Now I'm gonna see about what kind of headache it would be to replace this thing, this little hose there. It's easier to do it now than later. Yeah. All right, we're gonna go home, and tomorrow's another day. And there's one. See you.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย